let's hold our horses. That's the interim champion. Thanks to fucking Chin making promo. Who's gonna be the guest of the year? Will it be Chris D'Elia, Michael Rappaport, Will Sasso? Yeah.
It's still being recorded.
Who's it gonna be? We don't know.
Coming in hot, man. Coming in hot. I get two of the funniest guys in the world who answered the bell. Brian Callen's out shooting a movie in China.
Say what you told me, a low budget movie. Tell the truth.
Callen's in China, and apparently it's an important scene because he's there for a day and then flying back.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing? Throwing coins into a airplane engine over there?
Oh, licorice.
Yeah, like Chin's ancestors.
Yep.
You're not happy with you. I got to introduce you guys. This is Tony Hinchcliffe and Jeremiah Watson.
Yeah.
Watkins. My bad. Watkins, bro.
Yes.
Sorry, man. I'm going off a little sleep.
All good.
2 hours of show before this.
Yeah.
What's going on, dudes?
The champ is here. The real champ is here. The co-host of the year is here. Your interim champ isn't here. The interim champ that Chin created with his promo videos. Oh, who's going to be the guest of the year? Will it be Michael Rappaport, Will Sasso, Chris D'Elia, Theo Vaughn? Who will it be?
No Tony.
No Tony in the video. You guys Bernie Sanders me.
Yeah, we did.
If you're not in the debate, you don't have a chance. You CNN me. I got Chin negative news.
I wonder
CNN.
what it is. You have some sort of issue with him, Chin?
No.
Yeah, it's because his grandma threw the coins in the airplane engine.
And you brought it to life.
And I did the impression, and he was insulted, and he thinks those guys are famous. And now you have that guy as your champion, the Bat King or whatever you guys call him.
The Rat King. Bat would be cooler.
Oh.
Bat King would be sick.
Yeah.
Rat King is what he's called.
You guys like silly words, huh? Silly country words. He's the only guy whose country accent gets thicker the longer he lives in L.A. That guy really figured it out, huh? It's like if you left a blue collar comedy DVD next to a nuclear power plant next to a thesaurus. Oh man, you ever see hippopotamus balls fall off and wear sunglasses? No, nobody's ever seen that because it doesn't happen, champ.
Coming hot.
This is the 9th time I've heard this morning.
Oh, thanks, Jeremiah. Really great right-hand man you are. This fucking bozo. Here's another one coming up the ranks.
It's the bird thing, man. The bird thing.
If you get the belt, though, then you got your guy. You got your right-hand man. Theo doesn't have a right-hand man.
No, I know. He doesn't have a right-hand man. I have a real manager here, a guy to carry my belt for me. You know what I mean?
What's the pallbearer, like fucking Undertaker?
Yeah.
You're way more handsome, though, Jeremiah. Don't
Thank you, man.
Throw you under the bus like that.
But I'm excited to be back, to reclaim my position. Hopefully Chin isn't a weirdo.
A hater.
Michael Rappaport. Whoa.
I don't think he did.
Will Sasso. Who will it be?
Who's your favorite?
Was he doing the
Bobby Lee?
Yeah. Whoa, yes, Bobby Lee. We remember him. How'd you get Bobby Lee in there, huh? How were you able to squeeze him in? Because you guys have the same face? That's why. I know what's going on here. Not the first time.
D'Elia said he's going to take that belt and make errands out of it. He goes, give me that fucking belt. I'm going to melt that thing and make a bracelet or some shit.
Oh, man, that makes sense. He would, right? I
told you, man, before we got in there, I might have to create an intern belt because I'm pulling a Dana White.
Yeah.
Because Theo over here trying to act big time. We tried booking him a few times, and he's like, dude, I'm busy. I went, excuse me, sir? Yeah. Dude, I'm doing... you can't defend your belt.
Yeah. I'm ready to go.
You're Colby Covington.
Yep, ready to go. Taking it to the White House. That's what I'm going to do. When I win co-host of the year, I'm going to call Trump, and I'm going... Get me in for this photo op. I got the new championship fighter and the kid co-host belt. Let me in. Give me access to the White House.
Bro. As long as you say you're a fan. Yeah. It's not like there's people vying to get in there. They might let you in.
Yeah, it's true. The belt will give me access. I'll show him some of my racist clips of me doing impressions of Asian women, and he'll let me right in.
You're fucking in, bro.
Booked it.
You guys come off tour. You guys are all over, man. So how's it work? Because you have Kill Tony, and then is it you and Jeremiah? You guys both go on the road, and then you bring... Like, tell me how it works. And then you bring Red Band? How's this work?
Yep.
Before you say this, for those of you who don't know and you live under a rock or you're in ISIS... Tony does a show, Kill Tony.
Yeah.
which is every Monday night at the Comedy Store. I've been on. Brian's been on. Everyone's been on.
It's
killing it.
Yeah.
You guys bring in like a potluck, right? And you have comics put their name in a hat.
Yep.
And they come up. They have 1 minute to do stand up. Then you have a panel of judges.
Yep.
And then Jeremiah is in the band behind, and there's a theme every week.
Yeah, he plays
fucking hilarious.
He plays a different character every week. You never know who he's going to be. In Fort Wayne, they were
we were angels.
They were basketball players in Cleveland, and they were.
You were Joe Rogan when Bruce Buffer was on. You were Joe Rogan.
That was fun.
That was hilarious.
That was fun.
Hilarious.
Very Saturday Night-ish. Saturday Night Live-ish.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Jeremiah you could make Saturday Night Live.
No
you
doubt.
ever consider that or no?
Yeah, working towards it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I love that show, but I'm super grateful what I get to do on Kill Tony every week because we have a ton of creative control. Because we get it, like Tony basically lets us do kind of whatever we want. Like we never tell Tony and Brian what characters we're going to be.
I love that stuff.
So they're always genuinely surprised, just like the audience is. And then he's just like, "Oh, okay, let's deal with this now."
Then who you come up with the idea every week?
Me, Joel Jimenez, and Chris Dillon. Yeah,
all you guys are hilarious.
Yeah, Joelberg on the drums.
Then how's that work? So who comes up with the themes? You guys just talk and then
we just talk. We start sending text messages, and we have like a giant list of like potential character ideas that we'll sit down like every once in a while and we'll be like, oh, maybe we could do this or that. And then sometimes it'll depend on like what's topical, or like, you know, when Joe was coming on the 5-year anniversary, we knew that he and Dom were going to be the guests a couple months out. So we're like, we got to make this special. And Joel he did his impression of Tony. Pat Reagan did his impression of Brian Redband, and Chris Dillon did his impression of Josh Martin, the producer of the show.
Yeah, it was epic. So I started the show that night.
Where did you get the idea for the show?
Well, you know, I was hosting at the Comedy Store pretty regularly, like the potluck part where comedians do 3 minutes, like the way into the Comedy Store.
You were just the MC, like hosting
I was the MC,
potlucks.
like every...
This is a while ago.
A lot, yes, exactly.
People
7, 8,
feared
9, 10.
Tony whenever he used to host the potluck.
Because you would be pretty harsh on the
Yeah,
comments.
I'd make fun of everybody. I'm a host, I'm a roaster. It was all in my skill set, and I didn't have a full-blown outlet for it, so it was just all
like,
pent
game
up.
on.
Yeah, exactly. I was just whacking people's souls, and if they survived, they got stronger, and if they didn't, then they weren't going to do anything anyway. So
then where did the...
So then from doing that so often, I'm like, and I was late to the podcast party. I thought I was late. Now we've already celebrated 5 years, but like everybody had a podcast, and you know, I was in Rogan's circle and doing you know, a lot of shows with Red Band and the whole crew and everybody was wondering when I was going to start my podcast, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than you know, than an in the studio thing. So I decided to do it live, and the Comedy Store was awesome, and they were open minded to the idea, and they let us run with it. And
it's a big commitment for them. If you're like, hey, every Monday, I'm gonna take over the main room.
Yeah. Well, it started in the belly room. It started the first night. We only had like 8 people in the room, and
Makes
6
sense.
of them signed up, and 2 of them were there for another show that they thought was going to be
Like,
there.
what the fuck?
But yeah,
go.
but they come every week ever since then. Lainey and Jerry, and you know, they bumped us down to the main room, and now we're packing that baby up every
always
week.
packed.
It's crazy. It's just chaos. Doesn't matter who the guests are. Doesn't matter if we announce them. You know, people come from around the world, and when we do these shows on the road now, which is so exciting, it's just the craziest, most awesome, excited fans because they know anything can happen. Whereas Saturday Night Live appears to be an improvised show.
Rehearsal like a motherfucker.
Rehearsal and
All
written.
week.
It's written by 30 different people.
The best writers in the world.
Yeah, well,
they have a week though.
the most available writers.
They're pretty good though.
Yeah.
There's some monsters who came off there.
Yeah, back in the day.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. By the time Jeremiah gets on it, Kill Tony's going to have more people watching it than SNL. So his dreams are going to he's going to realize that life
You just
isn't
don't want to
always...
lose them. Don't shit on his dream because you don't want to lose them. You're not going to like it there, bro. I heard they're really mean to new guys.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting because those people have almost zero creative control. I don't think people know, like the people...
On Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Well, you can pitch ideas, though. Like, they have the pitch idea, but it's tough to get
Yeah,
that
good
through.
luck getting that through the head writer that wants to keep his job. Oh, yeah, he wrote the whole thing. Oh, yeah, well,
true.
what are you doing? You're
I know,
fired.
why fuck
He's
do we
gone.
need you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, you know, there's so much politics and crazy stuff going on. I've seen it on the Comedy Central shows that I've written on and worked on and everything. I mean, and I've read the SNL books, and now it's 2018. Who knows how out of control it is? I don't know. I haven't watched it in years.
Yeah. I record them, watch them on, like, Wednesdays. I'm a loser.
No, I still watch.
I love them.
Yeah.
But so the Kill Tony on the road, is it almost better on the road? Because I feel like you're going to get some variables you're not going to get in L.A.
Yeah.
Because like even for me, when I go on the road, I stop bringing an opener with me because I wanted the curveball of meeting new comics in every city, and it's a curveball out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get some people are like, Jesus Christ, man, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Or they're amazing. You've never heard of them.
Or
I like the curveball.
Or there's a little combination of both where they kill, but with local references that you have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
That reminds me of crossing Benson Avenue at that Dairy Queen. The crowd's just like, I don't know if I can follow this. I have no idea what he's saying.
I know.
So
when you go on the road, though, it's a different animal.
Oh, yeah. The crowd's just so into it. They know how anything can happen. So, like to start 2 days ago, the show, and the first thing we pulled out of the bucket was this awesome, autistic. He had a fanny pack, the thick bottle, Coke bottle glasses or whatever they call it.
Say no more, fam. I'm in.
I mean, and
it's like the Rain Man of comedy.
Exactly. And, it was his first time on stage, and he did pretty good and, had a great interview portion. Funny guy, naturally funny, getting his shot. And, people realize that they're watching his first time on stage live right now. And you can't make that up, and you can't pretend like they know what we're going to ask or what his answers are. So the magic that happens is something you can't find anywhere, because everything's so overproduced. I was always surprised when I started working on TV shows how produced they were. Like, I was like, right, that segment there will be funny on its own. We don't even have to worry about it. And they're like, what do you mean? Every single thing has to be written out.
Someone's job's on the line.
I used to work in morning radio, and you'd be really surprised how much everything is orchestrated in morning radio. Even the call-ins most of them are fake. Like, most of the call-ins of people who are calling in, like for segments and different stuff like that, are paid actors, which is blew my mind.
Like, you have no friends who would do it for you?
Yeah, right?
Somebody?
Yeah. So like any of those, like, Ryan Seacrest, like War of the Roses and all that stuff, that's all fake.
Guys, is there anything worse than morning radio?
No.
I don't get how it's still around. Hey, KO705 here. Here we go. We got Brent Job in the building. There's nothing worse for me when I have to do press. Hey, we got Brent Job here in the building. He's there selling comedy tickets. Conor McGregor could be. We want to get into that. I'm like, yeah, it's going to sell a ton of tickets.
So what's your shtick like, Brendan?
You want to know?
So do you talk about the days when you're getting punched in the face? How fun is that for you?
My favorite thing is there's always a part where they acknowledge that you have a podcast, but they don't really want to talk about it, and they don't want to face the fact that, like, you have a following from a podcast while they're sitting there like...
See, I get a different thing. I get, hey, so we're going to jump on this call. We're going to do this about 15 minutes. And I just started a podcast. You mind jumping on with me or just do a quick hour? Like, no, I'm not doing your podcast.
A quick hour?
You just want my fucking podcast falling on you. No, I'm not doing your podcast, man.
Yeah, my favorite is like when I'm explaining to them, like, yeah, we do it every Monday. It packs up the main room of the Comedy Store. It's a live show, and you just get to see these sad morning radio DJs go further and further into their shell. Like,
yeah, they're like,
well, after this, we'll be right back with Tony.
I got lucky because I used to be my dream when I was a little kid to be a radio DJ. I thought it was the coolest possible gig. I mean, I was like a little kid, like 10, 11, 12.
Aim very high.
I was a little kid, and I'm like, that's the coolest gig. I was recording songs off the radio on one cassette player, and then you'd switch the other cassette, you know what I mean? And I would host my own radio show.
Love it.
And I was obsessed with this one DJ back in Youngstown. I won't say his name because that's no fair, but I was
awesome. He's probably not getting too many shout outs.
He was on Hot 101. He was was a big afternoon DJ on a pop station, but I thought it was the coolest thing at the time. And then one day they announced, like, hey, go down to Phantom Fireworks tomorrow and you'll get to meet blah 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 blah, this DJ. And I went and I met him, and it was one of the most disappointing, sad things ever. He was just at a booth all by himself. Just
no one showed the fuck up.
No one cared. Everybody was just walking right by him to go into the fireworks store. And I went up and I was like, hey man, you're one of my heroes. Nice to meet you. And he's like, oh, okay, kid. Yeah, sure.
anyways.
Yeah. And
They
I'm like,
suck,
you know what?
man.
DJs suck.
DJs suck. It's a tough gig, man. They're up at like 4, sometimes 3:30.
Yeah.
And they're doing it every morning.
Yeah.
If you look at just the stats of people that work those shifts, they don't live as long as others. It's a rough gig, man.
Yeah.
It's a rough
It's a
fucking
morning
gig.
zoo.
You looked up a study recently that shows that
I was worried
DJs
about
die.
it. I was worried about it. How I know that stat, I have no idea.
know, right?
I have no idea. I'm a weird dude, man.
This study was just conducted. The census showed that DJs die earlier than normal people. Back to you in the studio, Brendan Shaw.
I don't know why I know that. I don't know. Maybe I was trying to look for a career change. I'm like, oh, they die early.
Oh, never mind.
Can't do that.
Where did the idea come up to have the live band? Like, what I'm trying to get to is, where did you and Jeremiah connect?
Oh, man. I mean, Jeremiah was one of the guys that I would always make sure that I put up back when I was regular hosting the Comedy Store, way back in the day when I only had 2 or 3, 4 spots to give out, period.
How many years ago is this?
This is
7, 8 years ago, probably.
7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, right in that pocket. And, I just always liked his style. He was always doing different stuff, taking chances instead of so many people that were just trying to hope that the talent coordinator saw them crush for 3 minutes.
Do the same thing.
They do the
Right.
same 3 minutes every week, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so, I always knew that I could count on him to at least do something different. And we just kept our rapport going, even though we're completely different sides of the spectrum. He's
Completely different.
silly. He does characters. He's physical.
He said spectrum.
He's on the spectrum.
He's literally on the spectrum.
That's the way to say it these days.
And so the evolution happened on Kill Tony. We used to have a head of security called the Iron Patriot, and he got a little too big for his britches and said that he was leaving the show and all this. This is right before it blew up, like the week before it blew
I'm
up.
out.
They found him on Hollywood Boulevard, though, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fun fact about that guy.
What the fuck?
Well, he
Exactly.
came to us at the end of episode 1 of Kill Tony, which even then it wasn't even called Kill Tony. It was called Hinchcliffe's Notes for 1 or 2 episodes. And then
a tough one.
And then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
Right.
Cliff Note. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the episode, he came up to me in a Iron Man type of suit and said, "Hey, I want to be a part of the show if it's at all possible." Like, he's in a full suit with a robot voice and everything. I'm like, "Great, you're the new head of
hired.
security.
You're hired.
You're just going to stand next to the stage." After a few weeks, we realized that every once in a while he would say something really funny through his robot voice, and we thought it was funny, so we put a mic on him. And then he got his ego just exploded. This
Really?
man in a robot suit literally is like
Making demands and shit.
he literally was. He's like, "If you guys don't move to a bigger podcast network, I'm going to leave the show permanently."
Yo, what the fuck?
Now he's just off his gourd. He just messages us in the DMs
He's
and
the
on
bitter
Twitter.
ex.
He's like, "I will pay you $5,000 to be back on the show."
Or he's gonna fucking come shoot up the store.
Probably
It's 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
Fuck's
That's probably
sakes,
going to be
man.
what kills Tony. And so we got rid of him, and then we started having replacement Iron Patriots. Like Tiffany Haddish was an Iron Patriot
Oh, wow.
before. Willie Hunter, Jeremiah was an Iron Patriot.
Yeah.
So many great minds. And then eventually I found Pat Reagan, who's a great musician, and they have a band together now. But when I found Pat, again, it was a guy who I noticed right before Roast Battle and stuff was doing different songs every week, doing different things,
Writing original
taking
shit.
real chances,
Yep.
even though his reputation was on the line. We saw him kill last week, and that's when most people start to phone it in, like, well, I got to do the stuff that's going to kill. But nope, he just kept trying different stuff. And I thought it was so cool, and I told him that I thought he was amazing. He gave me a CD of his music, which 99 times out of 100
Such a
I
bad
don't
idea.
listen to.
Yeah.
And the one time out of 100 that I did, I'm like, this is garbage, and throw it out the window. But I listened to his album, and my mind was blown. Pat Reagan Smells Like SHIT, it's called. And I just fell in love with the guy's artistic capabilities.
I think too the common theme here you keep talking about. I don't think people realize when you saw Jeremiah, when you saw Reagan, when you see these guys, a lot of guys at the Comedy Store, is you can go do the same set every whatever Tuesday or Wednesday, and you know it's going to get last because you're being on the road or whatever. You just get on the road, but it takes a fucking brave soul to get out there and go, you know what? I haven't tried this before. Just thought of it. I'm going to hit the stage. Even though people know me and I'm gonna go out there and see how it goes.
It's like when you see a wrestler hit a standing knockout or a stand-up guy hit a jiu-jitsu move in a fight. You're like, whoa, he learned that. He's going out of his comfort zone to shock his opponent that thought the other thing was coming, right?
But I think that's where is that where you got because Jeremiah does a show called Stand Up on the Spot once a month.
Yeah,
and it's my favorite show at the Comedy Store because it literally forces you. And I'm a control freak. I'm a guy who I go through myself like I'm
down to the word,
this,
yeah,
down to the word. But I'm gonna leave some open to have fun with it. I'm a control freak. And on yours, you've been like for a while, like, dude, you gotta do Stand Up on the Spot. And Rogan's like, you gotta do it. I'm like, I'll get to it. And it was the same thing. And I told you this at the store. It's like in sparring, I knew I should spar with that guy because I was so scared of him. I'd avoid him because it's my toughest matchup or whatever. He'd get one up on me. So I always avoided him. But I knew to get better, I had to go fucking spar that guy.
Yep.
Jeremiah's show, Stamp on the Spot, was that guy in the comedy circle. I knew I had to do it, but I knew I have no control of it. There's no variables. I have no idea how it's going to go. Yeah. So I was always avoiding it. So I told him, I texted him, hey, the next one, put me in no matter what fucking happens, I'm showing up.
Yep.
And it's the best
and
show.
Just like
because you're literally forced to come up with new shit.
You have to come up with it all off the top of your head in the moment. People are yelling out suggestions, and then you have to take those suggestions and then create stand up on the spot.
And just like that tough guy that you don't want to spar, you can't beat him if you don't spar with him, and you're never happier if you get a round in on him, right?
True.
So if you do a show like that and do good, you feel like a beast. You have new material. You artistically are challenged and gratified. Like there's nothing better to me. Nothing makes me happier. We talk about this all the time than a new bit working.
Nothing better
it's
ever.
The best.
It's
feeling.
Money in the bank.
It's money in the bank.
It's investment.
It's having a healthy baby.
Fuck yes.
It's like your baby is healthy.
Yeah,
yes. It's going to be a real baby. It's going to be it's going to take on life. And you can find all that at Stand Up on the Spot. And Kill Tony, same thing. Any improvised show where there's no
I did a show with a girl who was on there. When I was on there with Brian, there was a girl who was on there and she did well. I was like, damn, she's weird as fuck. I might slit her wrist after this, but she was cool.
Yeah.
I forget who she was. But then I did a show at the Ice House. This is like 2 weeks ago. And it was one of Red Band's shows. And I fly down there. And it's like 115 degrees outside, and there's literally 7 people in all of Ice House. Yeah. I go up to the manager, I go, did you guys get like a bomb? I was dead serious. I'm like, was there a bomb scare or something? Like, why is there no one here?
Right.
And she was like, it's hot as shit out. No one comes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never seen this like this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. So I'm like, all right. I check in. I'm literally 7 people in the crowd. But she goes on before me and just destroyed it. And then she's like, remember me? I'm like, God, I don't. I'm a dick. She's like, I was on Kill Tony when you were a coach. Or when you were a guy at
Guest.
Guest. I was like, really? And I was like, fuck, that's right. She was hilarious.
I love it. It's the most fun thing getting to see what happens with some of these people. Even if they bomb their first time or their first 5 times on, it's a huge accomplishment. If the 6th time on they kill, it's like
to that point, I was doing something at I'm not gonna say the venue because I don't want this guy's name getting out. I was doing something at a venue, and Showtime was there to see me do my set. And the show was supposed to start at 9:45, and it's 10:45, and I'm like, I'm the only comic in the back. I'm like, what the fuck? And the lady around the joint goes, oh, there's no one here. We need you to go out there, MC, and just do an hour. What? She goes, just do as long as you can because we don't know where anyone else is. I went, come on, man. I went, that's Showtime down there. Come on, help me out here. And she goes, I don't know what to do. And she looks around and goes, are there any other comics? And this guy goes, I'm a comic.
Oh, no.
She goes, what's your name? And again, I'm going to say his name. And I go, oh, cool. And he goes, dude. And I go, you're a comic? How long have you been doing comedy? He goes, I did Kill Tony.
Oh, no.
I'm like, you just did the 1 minute? He goes, yeah. And then he's like, but I've done more comedy than anyone else there. And she goes, so you'll go out.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You should have just gone out, dude.
I should have.
At least
I thought it'd be an easy gig. He said he did comedy and then goes out there and ate all the dicks?
All
of them?
I didn't know that was possible, but he somehow.
Like Pac-Man eating dicks just around circles, avoiding
like a hot dog eating contest.
I'm Brendan Schaub's favorite comic. He chose me for this gig.
If you
Kobayashi eating dicks.
If you saw me on Kill Tony, you know I could eat dicks for 60 seconds, but watch me for 10 minutes.
There's nothing you can do about it. Showtime. Enjoy this.
Yeah. Even Showtime changed the channel. Showtime was like, now he's dying up there.
Stupid. How did you guys? Well, you wrote for it. Do you help out with any of that stuff, Jeremiah? With the roast battles or anything? That's all you two. Right?
Oh no, I write on the Comedy Central roast with all the celebrities, but I'm pretty sure I'm done with that. I think I'm retiring.
Why is that?
Because I am taking a stand that I should be on the dais for these roasts from now on.
100%.
I should be on them. However, I did.
What's your manager say about it, or agent?
Same thing. They think I'm right there.
What's Comedy Central say? Some of the people I see on there are like, what the fuck?
You know, Comedy Central is, it's one of those things to where they don't really show their, they're not very clear about what or why or anything. You know, it's one of those things to where,
well, that's why I cried when I made Comedy Central. So.
And also, you know, they let the guest of honor at those big roasts decide who's on there. So like this most recent one,
Bruce Willis.
Exactly. Bruce Willis is really good friends with Dom Irrera and Kevin Pollak. So I was sort of, you know, and by the way, I love Dom Irrera.
I love Dom.
Truly, he's
been
like
so nice to me.
Oh my God, like a best friend, a father.
He's so cool, man.
He's in everything. Yeah. One of those guys.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like him. If you don't, I will suck you in the dick.
Absolutely. And if you don't like him, I will push you into Brendan so he will sock you in the dick.
Correct. And then Jeremiah play a loud saxophone in your ear.
Yeah.
Just right in the ear.
Yeah, take that sax. So like when I saw Dom was on it, I'm like, you know what? This is awesome. This is a cool last roast for me to write on and help everybody out. Got to work with Martha Stewart again. Got to try to work with Dennis Rodman. Turns out not the greatest reader. It's sort of hard to be a great writer when the person anyway
can't read.
Yeah, you know, it's
can't
one of those
read good.
It's one of those things. But he saved us from nuclear war, so I can't complain.
But he saved us from fucking North Korea, dude.
So it was a
good roast though. So how do those when those roasts? How does it work? Like they give you the subject Bruce Willis, then you add like all these fucking roasts.
Yep. And then, you know, when people are booked to be on the dais, you get a chance to write from their perspective. So it's like Martha Stewart's in, and I'm like, here we go, let's do it again. So me and the guy, Mike Ferrucci, genius. This is one of these wizards that we have no idea.
Did you stand up too?
He used to, but then he started just making, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys that, you know, they tell you everybody's getting paid the same amount in these writers' rooms, you know, favored nations or whatever. And this is one of those guys that's like a gun for hire, a freak.
He's a monster.
And when him and I get in a room together, it is... we just come out with we come out walking like Connor does in the octagon, but with pieces of paper. Like, wait till you see what we wrote.
Does he? What other shows does he work on? Because that's not that frequent.
He is so great at what he does that he does like these. You know, he's one of those guys that can do like these gigantic corporate gigs, you know, that pay really well. Like if a cowboy wants to roast his other cowboy friends, the oil tycoons in Texas, guess what? They end up finding out about this guy. It's one of those things. And, but him and I wrote the original Martha script from the Bieber roast, which sort of went on to be considered, I think, one of the greatest roast performances of all time, and got us both a lot of work. And
then does Jeff Ross also write or no?
Jeff Ross writes for himself. Yeah,
like he was, because I saw him I did a set, and then he was up in the OR, and I went and watched him, and he had his notes and was going over all the Bruce Willis stuff.
You know, he's the man. He's so great at it. You know, he was basically like, you know, built at the Friars Club in New York City. You know what I mean? Like, he's an OG. He really is the roast master general, and he really is undeniably awesome at all that. So, you know, he goes up last, which is the hardest spot. For sure. And he dominates. A lot of shit's
been used. Yeah. And everyone's had their turns.
Yeah, it's a hard spot.
And he still just dominates. He stole the whole show from that position this year. And
Nice guy too. Again, always been great.
Dude,
one of the nicest guys. One of the nicest guys. I think a lot of people get it twisted. Like, it's like, just like with anything, including, if you have an outlet for your anything, then it's the opposite.
You're more
right?
chill, 100%.
Exactly. It's like people say a lot, like, hey, you work with Rogan a lot. Like, those fans must be like, like muscly, angry dudes, right? It's like, actually, it's the opposite.
Yeah,
it's fucking muscly guys that are interested in growing,
beating those biases,
right, and being knowledgeable and intellectual, and they also work out, so they have an outlet for all that angsty energy.
I just had the same thing at Cap City. We got done with the shows, and the manager's like, dude, we're all worried. We thought your crowd was going to be like these big burly dudes, like drinking, smashing cans. It's like, it's not fucking Razor Ramon doing stand-up. It's fucking, what the fuck?
Like, that's
not the Ultimate Warrior. It's fucking, they're the same. Like, that's the complete opposite. He was like, they were the nicest. They're so polite. They were
me like
fights.
Brendan. Me want laugh now.
Like they eat people's faces off. What the fuck? Yeah.
It's so fun, I think anybody from that Rogan side of comedy has some of the coolest, smartest fans.
Fuck yeah.
Especially these Kill Tonys we've been doing on the road. I mean, the heart. You feel the heart of the people. I know that sounds like cheesy, but
it doesn't.
The excitement and the, like I was saying earlier, this is live for us. This is every DNA of every episode is so different because you don't know who's coming out.
You broadcast live on the road as well.
We don't stream it live on the road.
That'd be a beast.
Yeah, those would be fun, but you just can't count on these Wi-Fi's
at these clubs and stuff. Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Shady.
Yeah,
it's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like, so then, so when you guys are on tour, you're on tour now, or you just wrapped?
I pretty much go out every weekend.
Yeah,
it's like, I should make more fancy posters and come up with crazy names for
I'm all
my
out
tour.
Of names.
It's just like.
So you guys do the Kill Tony, you do that when you fly into town on Monday night, you do it Thursday.
Like,
how's it work?
We do it every Monday.
Well, I know you do every Monday in LA at the Time Store, but when you're on the road, you do a live Kill Tony. What's the plan? Do you fly in on a Wednesday, do the Kill Tony Thursday, then stand up you and Jeremiah Friday, Saturday?
Normally what it is we fly in that day, we do a Kill Tony that evening.
Which would be what day, though?
The same day.
So Thursday?
Thursday, sure. Or a Wednesday, or a Friday, or a Saturday. It doesn't matter the day. Like, we do it at different days. Just depends on when we got booked, what venue, and what else we have on that path. Like this last week we did...
one Kill Tony, then the rest is stand-up.
Yeah. One Kill Tony. But I'll tell you this, is that I'm starting to think that right now that maybe adding more Kill Tonys
Really?
couldn't hurt.
You don't think you want to leave the demand?
I mean, the demand is crazy. Every single one we've ever done has
because we never get through
out.
all the comics through the bucket anyway. So there's so many people that still want to get up, and then there's a bunch of.
And how long is the show?
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
So why not just do a bigger venue?
That too. We're working our way up to that. I mean, the bigger ones that we do. I mean, it's
sometimes
so...
we'll
this is my thing. I wonder if Kill Tony works in a bigger venue. You ever thought about that?
It does.
Like, you ever seen? Does it?
We just did it in Montreal at a gigantic theater, packed.
It still works.
It works. The stakes are higher. Because
a lot of those open micers, they've never performed on a theater stage, saying. So they're like, "Whoa, this is."
How like kind of close quarters it is what I dig a lot of times with Kill Tony.
And I love that the venues change. I love that sometimes it's in a gigantic theater and sometimes it's in a hollow rock club,
snow,
right?
Rain.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes the air conditioner's busted, like in Fort Wayne. Sometimes you're at a place that's, perfect for everything. Hilarities in
that's
Cleveland.
Stand up in a nutshell. I mean,
and you got to be prepared for all of it, and you never know what's going to happen, and that's a part of the whole thing. And these people never know if they're going to get picked out of the bucket or when they're going to get picked out of the bucket. So it's about being ready yet staying calm.
And I guess on the road it sucks because in LA, if they don't get picked, like, all right, fuck it, I'll get the next one.
Yeah,
but. If you're in Arkansas or fucking New Orleans or
some people,
Miami, they're like, fuck, dude, when's he going to be back?
Yeah.
Once a year.
Some people will drive, like if we went, we did Cleveland, then Cincinnati, then Fort Wayne. Some people will drive, like one guy got up, he got lucky, he got up in Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Type move.
So he just drove, and there's
was
people.
Was he good at both? Was it different at both?
He had one strong set the first time, and then it wasn't good the second time.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then some people went to all three and didn't get pulled out of the bucket.
Yeah.
We had some people drive 5 hours, 4 hours. In the Cleveland episode, I think we only had one guy from Cleveland. people drive from all around because they listen to every episode. They want to start stand-up. They think they're funnier than the people getting pulled out of the bucket.
Which I think is a good thing, because one of the things that my road's obviously completely different than everyone else, but when I was younger, I was obsessed with Saturday Night Live and Jim Carrey. When I look at Jim Carrey, I was like, I can't do that, man. Yeah. But I didn't see very much other stand-up, or I didn't see any other characters. I'm like, I can't do that. This definitely ain't for me. But if you see Kill Tony now, you're going to see some people who are like, I 100% can do better than that. I know that.
Yeah.
And there's somewhere like, holy fuck, that's talent.
Yeah.
So I think it helps because it gives the spectrum of comedy all over the board, where you're not just seeing Jeremiah and Tony and freaking Chris D'Elia and Brian Callen just slaughter crowds.
Mm-hmm. And another cool thing about Kill Tony that I think goes under the radar a lot is that there's something for everyone. There's every type of art is happening at once. There's stand-up comedy, right? There's a podcast. There's a band playing music. There's sound effects. There's an artist drawing the show. There's improvisation coming from the band, character work coming from the band. The whole thing isn't planned at all. So it's like every form of
comedy
of art.
The thing what's crazy about it is it wouldn't work with any, like, let's say Comedy Central was we want to buy Kill Tony. It wouldn't work.
Well, that's exactly what their executives think, Brendan. Thanks a lot. Thanks for really sealing the deal there. Thanks a lot. Yeah,
and that's why it would never work on a network.
Yeah,
and that's why you guys later.
And that's my time.
Thank you guys.
Enjoy YouTube forever.
Fuck you, Kill Tony. No, just kidding. No, here's my
This
point.
is why you will always be on YouTube forever.
No, but that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Everyone has this dream of TV, but you guys are so multi-dimensional. No TV network, I'm sure they want to build it, and eventually you guys will get bought out because of this. Yeah. But right now, there's no Comedy Central ain't go, we're going to buy it from you, and we're going to do all the same stuff.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah,
okay,
without
so you're going to air on
your
your network for an hour and a half, and then they can watch it here. Then you upload the podcast, and you do this, and then you pay these people, and you can do this. There's no way.
I told them,
good thing.
I pitched to them, come into the Comedy Store with 5 cameras every Monday, put them on rollers, make it look pretty, and edit down the hour and a half to your favorite 22 minutes. There's a gigantic built-in following, blah, 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 blah. I told them all this.
You tried doing this?
Yeah, tried it. In fact, I pitched it to them, I think, 2 or 3 times, to be honest with you. It's crazy. It's a tough business out there.
It's not a tough... Here's how it would work. Well, I think you're going about it wrong. We can spitball right now.
I love it.
Because I think what Comedy Central lacks is they don't have a digital presence. There's no if you don't have a digital presence, you're getting lost in the fucking dust.
Yep.
And you look at any other major network, they all have it. Mm-hmm. ESPN Plus now, they have digital. There's Facebook, Instagram. Any major corporations trying to go that way. Amazon, Netflix, all that stuff has to be on demand. So if I'm Comedy Central, I'm going, all right, we have no digital presence at all. We got to figure this out. Showtime said same thing. We got to figure this out. What'd they do? They came after me.
Yep.
I've made my name in the digital space.
Yep.
So with Comedy Central, they're like, we need a presence. It obviously has to be in comedy. Who has a big following? You two. You guys. Yeah. What's a quality show? You guys. Man, we have no podcast network. You guys. Yeah. So it would take this umbrella deal for them to take it in.
I agree.
So any young listener who's working at Comedy Central and you want to fucking put your foot in the door with the boss, you should be pitching to Kill Tony to Comedy Central, going, no, fuck your TV. Touch.0, that's your guy's baby. That's only going to last for how much longer? Yep. If you guys don't get hip, we're going to be fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And Kill Tony's the way we can get hip.
There's no doubt in my mind that it's going to end up somewhere where it should be,
That's your plan.
When it happens. Yes, exactly. But you're 100% right. Yeah. And that's exactly how...
Your agents are who? You want to tell me off here?
They're great. They're at WME. Yep. Power team. No, they're unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're great. They just took over. I just made a little switcheroo last year.
Oh, you just made a switcheroo?
Yeah, from the old boys.
From my old boys?
Yeah.
Not CAA.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Just a conversation off here.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's go. Chin, you going to edit this part out, or are you going to make it louder? Try to bury my career again, Chin. Not Chin. Is that going to be the part that you put on? Who will be co-host of 2018? I left my agents last year.
Just a supercut of Brendan going, Kill Tony will never be on the network.
That's
Suck
the
my
highlight.
dick, Kill Tony. Suck it.
That's the caption for the episode.
Yeah.
Brendan believes Kill Tony's going nowhere.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure it out. But what's really important is that we have fun.
You need to not change to make it PC or fit the
I would
TV
never.
demographic.
I would
not do that.
I would never do that. My soul would disintegrate into nothingness.
No, it's edgy for sure.
Yeah,
like every week, like you never know what's going to happen.
We can go racial. We can go some tragedy that happened that week. There's
the band dressed up as hurricanes one week, right?
Oh my god!
Right after, it was sad, disaster or whatever.
Yeah.
But you got to make light of it.
For sure.
We came out with we had like blue tarp on us and like cows stuck to to
Who
it,
makes the outfit?
Piece of garbage. Joel Jimenez, Joelberg, and he's like he did like art department on Nathan For You on Comedy Central, so he's really good at that. And anything that takes like craftiness, he'll do. But then we'll collaborate on like what to pick out, like costume wise.
And
like
the
that.
characters that they do oftentimes acknowledge, a lot of what's happening in the world. Like
For sure.
Jeremiah has this one character that is a star on the show called Feminist Stacy.
That's hilarious.
And she represents, all women and, just sort of like those types of feminists that you see on social media and stuff that just are intolerable and
Hate
just
everything.
hate everything.
I ran one in Austin because On It has a house there for like their guests. They bought a house, and I'm staying at this house, and there's a porch light on, and she comes out, and in the yard there's like signs like purple, green, orange, black, white. Everyone's approved in this house, and then it's like vote yes on Amendment 7, all that shit. She's so earthy. She's like a liberal, and she comes out and she's all, "Hey, are you staying here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm staying here." And I go, "But I don't own it." She goes, No, I know who owns it. She goes, "I just bought a new owl, and these lights keep my owl up." I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Oh.
Just got a new owl in the crib and just was like shitting on us.
Yeah, I thought everybody was accepted here, but not lights.
Leave this fucking dude.
What? Oh, do you have an issue with women, Brendan Schaub? I'm sorry. Hi, feminist Stacy here. Heard you talking disparagingly about women and earthy folk. What else do you want to talk about, Brendan? Oh, do I want to get below the belt now? I don't think so.
What's
This is a boys' club. Hey, how come there isn't a female that's in the running for best co-host of the year? Huh, Brendan? Huh? Oh, you got your Theo Vons, your Delias. You don't get Tony, but you get your Rappaports on there. What about a full-grown, independent, smart woman? Woman.
This is feminist Stacy, Brendan.
Stacy, bro, who's upset about everything.
Everything. I'm triggered by everything on this show. There's
Triggered.
no estrogen on the show right now except in this couch right here. Ugh. The
Stacey-
testosterone is off the charts.
Yeah, are you talking about so you have a lot of beard hair coming in, Stacy.
Stacy, you need to shave.
All right.
Stacey,
sorry that I'm
are you on hormones?
Sorry I'm a full-grown woman and I let my body free. You should see my pits. I'm completely unshaven. And guess what? Yes, my pubes are a mess, Brendan, because guess what? As a woman, I can keep them if I want. It is my body, my choice. Yes, I have nipple hair too, but you will not see them.
Not today.
Unless I want to, because I could free the nipple right now. That is my choice as a woman. If I want to protest it, that's me.
Oh my
fuck's
God.
sakes.
It's unbelievable.
Sweating, man.
The only thing that's nice and womanly in here is the way that Brendan is sitting right now. This is beautiful. This is how it's nice to see your
it
camel
nice?
tail popping out the bottom of those jeans. It's beautiful. Let it free, Brendan. Let everything go below the belt that needs to be out there.
Camel tail.
Camel tail.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, fuck.
It's like the fighter in the skid down there.
Oh, man. I'm sweating, bro.
I have an
That looks like the lady who had the owl next door to the house. You're keeping him up. He needs his rest. I get an idea. Don't buy a fucking owl.
Yeah, who does that? Who does that? Man.
Yeah, you're making me sweat, Jeremiah.
Stacy, you are out of control today.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to drop by Fighter and the Kid.
You're lucky Brian's not here. He'd be all over you, Stacy.
Oh.
Hashtag me too.
Oh, I'm sure there would be a Me Too movement, and I would report his ass immediately.
Yeah, he'd put it in your low-budget movie.
Okay, you know what? This is enough. I don't know how much more I can take of this. Feminist Stacy out.
Whoa, feminist Stacy.
Feminist
everybody.
Stacy.
Wow. That was
You know what I find fascinating is that like at the Comedy Store, there's only one Jeremiah, but there's like how it's gonna be so cool in like, I don't know, 5 years, if not sooner, when Jeremiah's just way more famous than everyone we know.
Yeah.
You know, but there's guys like Jeremiah, not at Jeremiah's level. He's the next one.
Yeah.
But there's other talented guys out there I see on the road and I see at the Comedy Store who are just, no one knows who they are. You go see them fucking any night of the week right now, and they're just these monsters. And it's the same thing you see in fighting or anything where you're like, it's a matter of time.
Yep.
Like this guy has it.
I mean, I was
I'm talking like Jeremiah's not in the room or passed away.
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
but
you remember the time when Jeremiah...
Hey, guys, I just stepped out. I just got back. What's
Oh,
up?
Stacy fucked the whole show up.
Oh, okay.
No, you're spot on, dude. I was touring the country with Tiffany Haddish.
Never heard of her.
And Red Band 6 years ago. We were triple co-headlining shows together. It was like, you know, back when it was a tight little death squad, back when everybody was just starting podcasts and it was just all the rage. And
Was she a smoke show back then, or did Money make her hot? You know what I'm saying? Like some girls who, they're all right, and then they get money, like, God damn, girl.
She had
Like, she's always
stars. She
hot to
carried
me.
herself like a star all the time. She was always funny. She was always able to tap into it. She realized when a moment to shine was. There was the same feeling of impending success
Like, you know, it's just about
that you
amount
feel
of
from
time.
Jeremiah was
Yeah.
with her, and it's the same exact thing with him. Like, there's just some people in which you're like, how hasn't it happened yet? How hasn't, like, Tiffany was that person, and then whoop, all the way.
She can't get any
So it's
bigger.
probably better to have that type of thing than to slowly and this
I think
and
it's
that.
better to
Yeah.
have it over the years and like it's a slow boil than
Yep.
when you're just starting and then it goes, you're like, oh
Right.
shit, I got a lot of stuff to do, but now all eyes are
Those
on you.
people flame out so
Super
quick
fast.
when they get something that people think they weren't ready for. But when people get something in this business that they were way too ready for,
You want to be Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
You want to be Aaron Rodgers. You don't want to be Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
You don't want to get thrown in the starting position like, holy fuck, man, give me a little more time. Let me learn from some of the legends like Brett Favre. Let me get my wings underneath me. Then I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
You want to be Aaron Rodgers.
it's like a space shuttle. You need initial boosters to get out of the atmosphere, and then poof, another it's like it takes
Yep.
multiple engines, but you have to get all the way up and all the way out for it to happen. Things you let go of on the way, boosters and this and that. You have to be built strong and tough too.
That's crazy. You, Red Band, and Tiffany Haddish.
Just the three of us, each doing 45 minutes, flipping the order
show.
around. Craziness. It was so much fun. We went everywhere together. We drove across Texas.
I gotta be honest. I don't like you, Red Band, and Tiffany Haddish. I don't see how that connection happened.
Crush fest.
How did it happen though?
It happened by, we were just doing a lot of podcasts together, and she was on Kill Tony multiple times, and she's just always one of our favorite people, and we wanted to have another funny person with us. Red Band and I did, and Tiffany was the perfect fit. She's fun to hang out with. She's fun on the road. She's fun in the green room, on airplanes.
Yeah, she seems dope.
She's just the coolest chick. She's fun to drink with.
Yeah, I'm a
she's
fan.
fun to, eat breakfast with. It's one of those things to where she's just a cool person all the time.
He ain't in love.
You know what I mean by eat breakfast. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about like people who, you're like, how have they not blown up yet? And that was Tiffany for years. Like, I always tell people, like, whenever they're like, man, I can't get up, like, at the Comedy Store or this spot or whatever, I'm like, don't get discouraged. Like, Tiffany is a perfect example of that. She couldn't get on the potluck at the Comedy Store. She could, like, I remember the host would have her come up and queef in the microphone, and that was her stage time.
Christ.
Yeah, this lady can
Jesus
queef into the microphone.
Yeah.
Put your hands together for Tiffany Haddish.
She would come up, do it, and then
Makes
that
you
was...
feel sick, but wow. Jesus Christ. Now look at her.
Yeah, amazing.
Holy shit, man.
Now you can't even get her to respond to your text messages. And by your, I mean mine.
She's, fuck's sakes.
Yeah, I remember for the 5-year anniversary of Kill Tony, I remember texting her like, hey, you know, we have our 5-year anniversary coming up. You know, at about 9:40 is when the current regular Malcolm's going to be on stage. You don't need to do anything. You could come through the fire exit of you could just pull your SUV, have your driver drop you off. You can walk right up, come out on stage while he's on, grab a microphone and say, you can accomplish your dreams. You know, anything you want to say, just quick and easy, and you can walk right out. Right? It's literally like what you will do to get an appearance from someone. I basically gave her that. And I'm like, oh man, I can't believe she didn't respond to my... And I looked on the news or whatever that night. She was hosting the MTV Video Awards. Like, it's like, I'm so far...
She's super busy.
so far gone. I'm
Just
like...
a little bit busy.
I'm like, man, I can't believe Tiffany didn't pop in on Kill Tony.
I don't think it's... and some people are like, God, she's changed.
Nope.
Like, get the fuck out
She got a new number, too.
She's just busy.
Oh, she has a new number?
She has a new number.
She's also busy. She's swamped, and there's a schedule now, and people are like, you've changed. Like, no, I'm just
literally
fucking swamped, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm my head's fully into the MTV Music Awards I have to host.
She was she's great. Like, she's still super down to earth and awesome. I was out in New York whenever she hosted SNL, and I got to see that episode. And she was so sweet. She, like everybody was obviously wanting her attention so much, but she made time to see me and other friends from back at the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was great.
That's really cool. Yeah, like when I see like that stuff, like you, Red Band, Tiffany, you guys are always on the road. Like I see, and we're kind of doing it. We're playing with it. I talked a little bit at the Comedy Store with you, where you know that the Blue Collar tour where Jeff Foxworthy, they brought all those guys with them. They just did theaters and like one night only. Like that, I feel like we need to do something like that. We have one in October where it's Theo, Ari, Brian, and Big J.
Oh man,
wow!
It's the four of us.
That's going to be incredible.
And it's already almost sold out. I think there's like 200 tickets left, and it's like a 1,600 seater.
Yeah, that's an undeniable show. How'd you...
It's a great show, but here's the thing, though. You know, obviously Ari and Big J are New York comics, but I think our group in LA, if we do that one time a month and we do a theater tour, and you label a theater tour, but you book it out in the year before, you know, for the year. You say, you know, in December in Chicago, January here, but they know, and you just spread it all out. And you have the year to buy the tickets, you get the venue, and it's like the 4 horsemen or the 5 of us, and we each do 20 minutes. But you get that way, it's the same way Jeff Foxworthy did. You get his audience, then you get the Kill Tony audience, then you get the Theo Von audience, the Brian Callen audience, maybe, and then you get like.
Oh, wait, what was that?
I'm just kidding. No, but I'm just saying, if you could get together like a group of 4 where we all commit to it with our crazy schedules, that would be fun.
Yeah, no, I'd love that. I'd love to cross audiences with Theo and get to see, you know, have some fans that have mullets and wife beaters. That'd be
and
great.
Missing teeth.
I love you. You remind me of when a hippopotamus put sunglasses on. Why has a hippopotamus got WD-40? I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Good God. You put a belt around that man.
I know, man.
You're the Dana White of... you're the Dana White.
No, I'm giving intern belts out now. He's slacking, bro. You get an intern belt. Should we do some current events?
Sure.
Oh, I love this. This is where I feel like all these are always made up. I don't know how Chin finds these things.
Let's hope they're good. Well, since you're a big WWE guy, that guy Glenn Jacobs won.
Yes.
Mayor of Fort Knox, Tennessee.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's Kane.
Yeah.
Damn, Big Kane, he was huge.
Yep. Undertaker's little brother. By the way, this guy still wrestles. He's never gotten injured. He has done like every Royal Rumble, every WrestleMania for
Every
like
steroid.
20 years.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where you were going. With that.
I mean, I'm sure there's a little something going on there.
He's the biggest face in the world.
Yeah.
Look at that fucking dude. He
That's-
looks like a comic book hero.
That's a gourd, yeah.
Good God.
You know, that's the Undertaker's little brother.
Hey, who's the homeboy who died? Do you have that chin? Probably not. Rock posted. Go to Rock's Instagram.
Brian Lawler, Jerry the King's son.
He committed suicide?
Yeah.
What happened?
He got a DUI, and then I think he got another DUI or something like that. He was just really depressed, and he hung himself in a hospital
Do
room.
they think it's CTE again? They blame it on that. I'm like, or is it he's just, sometimes like I think we throw up CTE too much these days.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it's a combination of things where he was huge in the limelight, and then whatever reason your career's not going its way, and you get depressed, and your life's not the same, and then it's just like they're like, fuck it, man. You know,
Right.
I don't think it's always brain trauma.
Yeah,
I don't think you can blame wrestling for his, all the time, or football, or whatever it is.
and it's tough to be the son of a king. We've learned that on Game of Thrones and things like that. And to be Jerry the King Lawler's son is tough footsteps to follow in. You could see from the range of pictures there that he's always trying to find himself.
And his hair.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to figure out how he could stand out. He was one of those guys that.
Did he ever get big?
Not really. No, he never really took off. It just wasn't a thing that happened.
Isn't Jerry Lawler like friends with Andy Kaufman?
Yeah,
that
he
whole
Was,
thing,
yeah,
right?
that's him, yeah. Remember he slapped Andy Kaufman on Letterman?
Yeah.
Epic stuff.
Epic.
I mean,
Oh, what I was thinking about doing too is, let's say it off air exactly, but I might be switching studios and then build certain stuff. And I think we should do wrestling companions around WWE events.
hello. I don't know if you know this or not, but I do a podcast. We just had episode 100 of a podcast called The Store Horseman, and Joe Rogan was on episode 100. This was last week.
And it's based off of wrestling.
Completely all about pro wrestling,
Well,
from
Joe
our
hates
childhoods all the way to now. And if you, I don't know if you're free or not, but at the end of this month, we're doing our first ever live companion in the belly room. We're going to watch SummerSlam all together with microphones.
Oh, damn.
SummerSlam, dude. It's going to be awesome. In the
should be
belly
dope.
room, August something, one of the last Sundays in
So
August.
similar. I'm sure other people are doing it, but I think that could be cool.
No,
I'll have
I'm
the right
down.
setup.
You come to
I
us,
need
we'll come
someone
to
who
you.
needs a WWE background.
Yeah. Oh,
I think
I'm
it could be
in.
Cool.
All the
Yeah.
way. I mean, there's nothing more able to be joked about than WWE.
It's so
Correct.
I went to like a WrestleMania viewing party with Tony and some of our other buddies, and it was one of the most fun nights because there's so many jokes that are being thrown around just about everything that's going on.
nonstop.
You put a room of comedians in front of a wrestling screen, it's game, set, match. And we were soaking it in for ourselves for years until the point to where we're like, what are we doing? Plus we were catching up talking about wrestling for an hour every week.
Yeah.
The same group of people. We're like, why don't we just do this with
There's a huge
microphones in front of our
following, yeah.
faces? Yeah, and it's
So
growing.
you do that, and you do your
Yeah.
golden pony, the pony hour.
Yep. Well, I'm about to restart the Pony Hour. It took a little hiatus for a year because I've just been touring so much and everything's just been chaos lately. But yeah, I'm gonna start that back up in about a week or two. But yeah, we do Kill Tony and the Store Horseman and the Pony Hour.
a lot of
and
shit.
Some writing jobs and one of the busiest touring comedians out
Busy
there.
man. Yeah, no, I
Flying
got it,
from
bro.
one city to the next.
Yeah, I got you,
Just
bro.
got married, got a 4-month-old puppy.
Oh, what kind of dog?
A half Australian Shepherd, half Beagle. Testing out
Went safe, huh?
what a half Australian, half American would be like. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! What's up? This girl's Australian. What's up,
Yeah.
kangaroo?
Got a new Corvette. Whoopsie
You did get a new
daisy.
Corvette. Oh, whoopsie!
Whoopsie.
Whoops.
Ooh.
I rode in it with him on the way here. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
We got from 0 to 50 in like 2 seconds.
2 seconds, bro. That is a dope ride, though.
It's fun.
Is it on your Instagram at all?
No, I didn't. I don't like bragging about my Corvette on my Instagram, just on podcasts.
Yeah, it's always
Just audio.
There's
your
Mallory
dog?
though. Look at that little cutie
That's a
pie.
cute dog.
Mallory Hinchcliffe.
You sure there's not some Rottweiler in that thing?
There might be. They said Beagle mix.
Oh,
But,
did you get it from a pound?
if by Beverly Hills super professional pound, yes, it's a fancy pound.
Did you save the dog?
Yeah, we saved it from its more comfortable
Everything's saving
life.
something now.
You saved him.
Look at that shiny coat. Look at
He's
that.
cute as fuck. I like his nose.
Yeah, she's a little baby girl.
All right, what else you got, Jen?
All right.
These comments. Someone says she has your face.
I'm sure you've seen this already.
Russian names, action movie star Steven Seagal as humanitarian.
Humanitarian envoy to the U.S.
Oh,
What the
great.
fuck?
Now Steven Seagal is going to save the world. What is happening where it's like Dennis Rodman, Steven Seagal? Like, what is this?
I don't
Like,
think anyone who's qualified.
Or current.
yeah, it's like,
Dennis Rodman, Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
What's the last thing Steven
it's like-
Seagal did?
We like people from 90s and that is it.
Dude, that's Russia and China. Like,
Yeah.
if Mel Gibson goes over to fucking China, they're like,
Yeah.
it's weird. All these people that are world diplomats now are like all off of Celebrity Deathmatch.
It's fucking, remember that show?
It's like all janky celebrities.
weird.
It's like what's next? Our new ambassador to England is Tanya Harding.
Dude, it's fucking strange, man. And Steven Seagal, I mean, wasn't he in a sex ring in New Orleans? He had some shit, man.
No, I haven't heard
Type
about
in,
that.
type in Steven
Steven Seagal
Seagal sex ring.
And the weird thing is
You
that
can get
he's
some shit on your computer.
working with
whatever.
Russia. Meanwhile, he
Yeah,
looks
right.
like a swollen
Pornhub comes
Chinese
up.
man.
Yeah, is he Asian?
Steven Seagal, I think he's kind of like
The older he gets, the more Asian he looks. the more like, is he getting better at martial arts or is he getting more Asian? What's happening?
Wait a second.
No, he was in like a huge sex ring, bro.
yeah,
No, that's a sexual assault. Oh, heads up, Chin's terrible about Google.
not the best.
Go back
not
for
the
me.
best.
Well, I know he's bad at uploading videos
Jeez,
with the
man.
proper amount of candidates.
So he's facing
Who will it be?
Jenny McCarthy alleges sexual harassment by Steven Seagal. All right, welcome to the club.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't see.
Oh, there it
sex
is.
ring.
Keeping sex slaves. Seagal sued. That's USA Today too, bro.
You're screwed, man. USA
Screwed,
Today,
bro.
dude.
That's today.com.
mean-
Sex slaves.
Wow.
Human sex slave. You mean being a big dick bandit? I mean, these hoes just wanted to hang around the crib. You wanted to hang around the under siege crib, bro.
That's right.
Hard to kill, bro.
Yeah, dude. Steven
That's that hard to
Seagal.
kill fame.
He does
So-
all his own stunts.
Young personal attendants, women, to serve strange and sometimes violent sexual desires.
But he would just keep them at their house.
I guess.
What do you
Hold
think?
up.
Through
What do you think?
Craigslist?
Two young female Russian, of course,
Yeah.
attendants who were on call for sex 24/7.
I want to know what he was into. Like, what sexual things was he into? Like, I could just picture him wanting to get like his ass eaten. That's pretty much it.
You think? See, I see him like I see him the type of dude who wants to get kicked in the nuts and like have numchucks to your ass.
yeah. Shove it in. Shove in the nunchuck.
All his sex moves are previous Steven Seagal movies. I'm going to give you the cradle to the grave. I was like, what? He just quotes all of his old movies.
Cradle to the grave.
Yeah, dude, deep cut.
That's such a
Right?
great reference.
Right?
How dare you? He hasn't made that many good ones.
I can't think of any other ones.
Hey, let me see.
I saw that in theaters, dude. How embarrassing is that?
How long ago did Cradle to the Grave? Is that what DMX?
Yeah. He's like the hype man in the back. Yo, give it to her. Give it to her. It's like, oh.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna show you my deadly.
Yo, you
friend.
gotta get it in.
He's made some terrible.
Wow.
Seagal gonna give it to you.
That was his only role.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Look at those terrible movies. Now this motherfucker's negotiating with Russia for us.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
Oh, he had sex with a girl. You gave me fire down below.
Exit wounds. Oh, man.
Can I stick it in your exit wound?
Man, look at all these bad action movie
Dude,
names.
they're
Black
so-
Dawn, Mercenary,
Submerged.
For Justice,
Yeah.
Flight of Fury,
Dude, these are fucking terrible.
Wow.
Pistol Whipped.
I was once at a UFC fight and fucking, I was at a UFC fight. I was sitting front row of Toronto. It was when GSP fought Jake Shields, and I was in the second round. There's a row in front of me, and Clay Guido was sitting in front of me. You know, Clay's small. I can still see the cage. I shit you not. Some dude came out in a suit, whispered in Clay's ear. Clay left and input Steven Seagal, and he's just, you know, he's a big dude. And it's me and like Mitrione, Ryan Bader, a bunch of like tough dudes, Andre Arlovsky, all of us are just behind Steven Seagal. I'm like, dude, I can't see. And he kept standing up, and someone goes, someone say something to him. And then all the fighters like, it's Steven Seagal. So I went, down in front, bitch. And he turned around with like this. Everyone, we were all scared of him. We were all scared of him.
Ponytail comes around and slaps you in the face.
Did he sit
down?
down?
Down in front, bitch.
Did it work?
I sat down. It worked.
You know,
I was a hero that night.
sometimes you just gotta say something. I had a weird one happen yesterday. I woke up on a flight, like 4 hours into a flight, and I'm focusing my eyes, and I look down, and the guy to my left, on my right is the window, right? Yeah. I'm against the window, front row. So I look down to my left because I'm, trying to wake up, focus my eyes, and this guy's texting. And I just so happen to look down at what he's texting, and he says, "I'm sitting in the middle seat between two weirdos." And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? I'm just waking up. What makes me a weirdo? I look over across him because I'm like, maybe there's a weirdo on the other side of him. And I look, and it's this cool cowboy, like American, like legend guy with a mustache. Like he looks
cool
like
dude.
Guy at the bar at Big Lebowski or whatever. Like I'm like, that guy seems cool. Why am I a weirdo?
You're the weirdo.
So now I keep looking. Like I can't stop looking at what he's texting and what he's got going on in his life.
Text.
Oh my God. And it turns out he's got a conversation going with 3 or 4 different people. Like, the guy next to me has the window shut. What a weirdo.
Jesus Christ.
One person's like, do you know where you're at now? He's like, I think I'm over the Grand Canyon, but I wouldn't know because the weirdo next to me has the window shut.
Christ.
So at one point I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy, right? So I reach for the window shutter and I start to lift it up. Slowly, and as I lift it up and get it about halfway, I just put my whole face in front of the window and I'm looking back and forth and out the window for a few seconds. Then I start to lean back and I just shut it like that, right?
I do love reading people's texts.
And I wanted to say, my point is, I wanted to say something to him.
Bro, you're the fucking weirdo.
Right, and I knew that's all it would turn into. Weirdo. It was like, oh yeah, well you're a fucking weirdo. No, you're a weirdo. Why are you reading my text? I'm like, fuck you, weirdo.
I saw it, bro. You're fucking weird.
Yeah.
I read people's texts all the time if I can. I love it. I love it.
And now, by the way, I know everything about the guy because I was watching his phone the last hour of the flight. I know what emails he gets. I know he's talking to his side chick on Snapchat.
I know his passcodes and shit.
Yeah.
That's how they caught that one couple with the fucking sex slave girl. So a couple was on a plane and they were texting, or a dude was texting, and some snoopy old lady behind was reading the text. And it was about some girl like trapped in their basement. And she fucking reported it, and they saved the girl.
Wow.
See, it pays off to be a snitch.
Yeah.
And Snoopy.
That's right.
What else you got, Chin?
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Oh, well, this is not a great one, but the Venezuelan president, there was an attempted attack on him with a drone.
Apparently, current events are tough this week.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow,
apparently, Chin's picking them as we go.
Right. A failed.
Is Brian Callen's dad sending these current events?
I know, they're not that great.
Wow. But, Venezuelan president still alive. That's the news today.
So does it show this drone trying to kill him?
You can see the commotion here. So it's attempted assassination with a drone.
How'd they try doing it? Like dropping a bomb on him?
Yeah, there's bombs connected to the drone. They try to detonate it. See this?
They tried detonate it?
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. That guy has no emotion, doesn't give a fuck.
No, people start freaking out right around. You'll see.
They all run?
Yeah.
You see, they're looking all sweet. Yeah. They're in uniform.
All organized.
Everybody's in line.
Once they notice what's going on, now they're all booking it.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Wow. And they went to commercial. But I guess
it was just a drone with a bunch of bombs on it?
Yeah, so there's 2 drones. One accidentally crashed into a building. This one was thwarted by like some electronic signals that this guy's team had. Oh, so they prepared for things, yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
You got to figure they got to know what the fuck's up.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing to destroy a drone with electronic signals. We can't even keep our Wi-Fi solid at the Comedy Store.
Preach.
Can't even keep our
T-Mobile's
stream
the fucking
going.
Worst, man.
Really? I love T-Mobile.
You fucks with T-Mobile too?
Yeah, I love
You're the only
it.
other person I know who uses it.
Really?
I still have Hotmail. You have T-Mobile too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love T-Mobile, man. I've been with the other guys. They're all, I fly a lot, which T-Mobile's good for.
I know you get the free Wi-Fi internet for an hour.
At least if you log in, if you clean your cookies and log in again, it works again.
Probably should. I refresh it, homie.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be talking about it on podcast, but there's a little gift. You can't say Uncle Tony never did anything for you.
What else
Uncle Tony? Did you refer to yourself on that on the plane? And that's why I'm between a weirdo right now.
How you doing? I'm Uncle Tony.
Hello, I'm Uncle Tony. I'm going to be sitting next to you for the next 4.5 hours.
I'm your uncle for the next 4 hours. What do you got?
All right. This should be a little better. So this is going viral right now. Some guy who is just like, I guess it says, harassing a bison. He was arrested earlier for a traffic violation, and he was also kind of drunk. So he got bond from that arrest, and then he went back on the road, saw a bison, and started messing around with this bison.
How do you harass?
He was pulled over 3 times already, too.
He pulled over and started fucking with the bison?
Yeah.
Who harasses a bison?
Footage shows a man taunting a bison. Taunt him to do what?
Really, really bad ideas. Check this one out. Traffic was stopped in Yellowstone National Park
That's
this
a
week
big fucking
to let
animal.
a bison cross the road. But one man decided to get out and taunt the animal.
Oh.
Watch this. He runs up, flexes his muscle. What he apparently did not know is that this is bison mating season.
Oh, no,
indeed. It is. I didn't know either.
What is
but I'm
he
not
thinking?
standing
Is he trying to just get out of the road?
He's just out of his mind.
Shows its dominance. The encounter did end. Nobody got hurt, but Park, if you
And
see,
drunk.
it's funny.
You see this, Dad? I'm going to take on a bison.
Dude, that thing's
And
fucking
they point
huge.
out again, that bison can run 3 times faster than most people.
Okay,
Wow, what a great move! Go out, get out, and harass a bison.
I mean, what the
Who does
fuck?
that? What are you making fun of a bison? Hey,
He's
that-
out of his mind.
nice horns.
And the traffic stop. What the fuck you
Dude, I
doing?
like the flex. Like, he tried to show
What's
it.
up,
It was
bro?
awesome.
What I want is that bison to spear him through the fucking leg or something.
Yeah.
That would be news, Chin.
All right, here's a better one. Have you guys seen this yet? A raccoon and a crow. I saw this on Nature's Metal Instagram.
I don't know. This sounds like a racist cartoon that I don't want to watch.
Have you guys jumped the shark here on Fighter and the Kid? What's going on exactly?
Have y'all seen the one about the raccoon and the crow?
Yeah, it's like,
It's unique.
What is going on?
Chin takes off a mask. It's Theo.
Oh, y'all didn't like this episode very much, huh?
Ooh, whoops,
Whoopsie
I forgot to
daisy.
hit record.
Oh man, well, I guess we'll see.
All right, well, just check this out. I've never seen this before. This is exciting. Watch. What do you think is going to happen?
I think the
It's not as
crow.
exciting as that guy fucking with the bison.
I can already tell you right now, the crow is going to swoop in on the raccoon, and
the raccoon attacked it and starts eating it.
Oh,
and grabs
wow.
it. I didn't think raccoons could do that.
I like
catch
raccoons
flying birds.
myself.
oh boy,
Wait, that's the video.
yeah,
How awesome was that?
that's the whole thing. Got 2,300 views, and Chin is convinced that
your meter of awesome is very strange.
I don't know what's going on. I apologize to you guys. I don't.
This is
Apparently, Chin trying to sabotage your episode.
No.
He's like, in other news, it's getting hot in Texas. You want to talk about the weather in Texas, Brendan?
Also, traffic in LA is really rough today.
Am I right? What else you got, Chin?
All right, how about this one where LeBron James and Donald Trump are going at it? Trump said a really messed up thing to LeBron. LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a second, because I will say this is that Don Lemon might be one of the fakest, most agenda pushing, like sad. He always pretends like he's just so emotionally moved by whatever just happened that day. Like the phony crap that guy does. So on that side of things, I will say that I agree with the president on this, that, Don Lemon is one of the, I wouldn't say the dumbest man on television, but he's just
You could say the fakest.
phony. And this is a world where people, think that that's a real news channel, and they expect that to be, fair and balanced reporting. Meanwhile, it's
Biased
Opinionville.
as shit.
Absolutely.
But the problem, Don Lemon, whatever.
Right, Don Lemon
You're playing the
to the
game,
side.
Don, so you're going to get some of this shit.
Yeah.
But saying he made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. Even Mike was like, I don't fuck with Trump. I like LeBron here. So to say LeBron's whatever dumb, or that's what he's basically trying to do. You're talking about a guy who just announced he opened a school that's going to help so many at-risk kids in Ohio. You're also talking about a guy with a photogenic memory. Yeah. We all know he's not stupid, and he's the best basketball player on the planet.
Yeah.
And you just don't like him because he said something about you. Also, if you're the president, I don't want you using words like dumbest man on television and all this shit. Like, it's not, it's so amateur, man.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch a Don Lemon segment, I could understand why Trump would say this. But with that to the side, it's really ridiculous how childish this tweet is. Out of almost all the Trump tweets, I would put this one perhaps at the very top of dumbest things, in my opinion.
Also,
that he said.
Silly shit. And just silly shit.
Exactly.
Like, I wouldn't answer to this.
And I think that's part of his method. Granted, you know, Trump likes to be funny and entertaining, and he didn't have to throw that "I like Mike" in there. Like, come on, he's being silly at the end, right?
He's twisting the blade.
Yeah, and but to say he made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do, it's like, come on, Mr. Prez.
Come on, to me, it's just embarrassing. Like, when you travel international, you're a little embarrassed because all anyone does is bring up Trump.
Right.
I'm like, no, I didn't vote for him. Chill.
Yeah. And, I mean, LeBron has done so much great stuff. It's incredible. I have no idea how that I Promise school is going to stay open. Seems like they're giving the house away. But I wish him the best of luck. It seems like a really nice thing. Free tuition, free scholarships, free food, college, free transportation. Like, who's really paying for this? Come on here.
Come on now.
Come on.
What else you got, Jim?
So there's another weird thing about this. When Michael Jordan supported LeBron, he said that, I support LeBron James. He's doing an amazing job for his community. So some people were pointing at the fact that he said his community. Like, Michael Jordan doesn't like to put himself in the same position as these other people.
No, you're overlooking it. He's just saying he's doing a great job.
Heard it from other like activists, black activists.
No, they're idiots. No, they're just picking apart what he said. Because it's in his hometown of Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of saying my community, that's what
our
they're saying.
community.
Or our community, yeah.
But he doesn't live in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about black
Why does that have to be an African American? Just not African Americans allowed in that school.
Does Jordan have a reputation about that though? Like,
Jordan owns
himself?
prisons. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
He's what?
He owns prisons.
Yeah, he's just a businessman.
He's a businessman. So when he says he's doing a great job for his community, it's Cleveland, Ohio. The school's in Cleveland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. People are trying to pick, and it doesn't work here.
Yeah, that's a battle. These are all people that just want to see them play one-on-one, and they can't deal with the fact that they'll never get to see.
So then they pick on everything
Right,
else.
it's like, they must have a rivalry. It's like, no.
Jordan's school's bigger. Well, he doesn't have any schools. What else you got, Jen?
All right. Demi
you have
Lovato?
Perhaps a crow versus raccoon round 2?
No. I think that's all the animal ones for now.
Okay.
That might be.
Don't answer it.
All right. All right. Next one, Demi Lovato. She finally made... Or she broke her silence after her overdose. So she made a post about it.
Nope, you didn't answer ours, bro. Go away. Who is it? Don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's a...
Oh, he's got Jocko.
All right, open it up.
What is that?
Oh, it's Theo.
Jocko.
Oh, great. Oh, look at the open access that happens on this show. Just knock, knock, knock. Little knocky, knock, knock.
You guys want to talk shit?
Hey, look who it is.
Oh, he's offended. It's coming in.
It's the old roaster, Theo Vaughn.
He has an intern belt.
Whoa.
Huh? You want
Wow.
to talk
Okay. You're your producer. Maybe I'll film it so it looks better at your angle.
Dude, whatever, bro.
Damn.
What's up, man? How you doing, man? How are you? Good, man?
There he is, the champ. How are you?
I hit you up. Good, man.
Who's this?
Yeah.
Who's this scary dude? Are we still recording?
I have no idea what's happening.
Not only are you the champ, you decide when this thing goes off the air.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Hi.
What's going on?
How's it
This
going?
is Tony. This is
Hello.
Jeremiah. This is Jocko Willink.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
How are
Hey,
you?
what's happening?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man.
You're looking at the interim champ. You didn't defend
Yeah.
Interim anything.
And new. And
Bro, that hat doesn't even fucking fit, dude.
Bro, it looks like you have a wig on. Fucking with me.
Whatever, dude. Some of this I bought on the internet, you piece of shit.
How dare you wear that wig when you got Jocko in your presence?
What are you talking
How
about?
dare you,
Bro, it looks like your pants are squeezing the rest of your body up here, dude. You're not even that jacked, dude.
You're not even that jacked, dude. Whatever, man.
Oh, I love it when you guys roast each other and just, crack each other up.
Just crack each other up. Jocko, I apologize, man. I'm sorry. He does not represent us, man.
No, he does, bro. We're going to have you guys got to have him in soon, huh?
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, man.
Cool.
Good to see you, though, brother. Nice to meet you in person, man.
Meet you in person.
Yeah,
Later, guys.
Heck yeah. Later,
Appreciate
bud.
it, brother.
guys.
Bye, guys.
You got another one after this, Theo?
Huh?
You got another one after this?
Yeah. We got Jeannie Buss, the Lakers owners, coming in today.
That'd be interesting.
Look what you've created. Look what you
I know.
did. Just a guy that storms in. Look what you did.
Wow.
Wow, dudes. I mean,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Guy walks in with a goddamn bird's nest
His
on his
producer, I
head.
can't trust. Can't
It's like,
trust him.
it's like Carrot Top if he wore a prop on his head.
He's like Carrot
instead of
Top
in the
if he made a
box.
lot of bad decisions and was from the South.
Yeah. I figured I'd knock on the door.
Jocko, I did want to meet.
So that was cool. Other than that, guys, very disrespectful.
Very
but that
disrespectful.
Jocko thing, that was pretty sweet.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
His producer,
What's
I need
Jocko?
to slap around
Who's
a little
Jocko?
bit. Jocko's a former Navy SEAL. He's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Why he went on Theo's, I have no idea.
Right.
But he's like a straight badass. Wakes up at like 4 a.m. He's been on Rogan. He's a
What time do you
monster.
think he goes to bed?
I don't know.
See, everybody always wants to talk about like badasses that wake up at 4 a.m.
great
Like, it's
point.
like, oh, he wakes up at 4 a.m. It's like you have to go to bed at 7 p.m. Like an old grandpa.
Yeah, that's not very badass. is it? Now-
Dinner at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
and then bed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Come on, what do you
Is he
think
going to
he's
bed
doing?
at midnight though?
People pretend like this guy's sleeping upside down in a, you know what I mean? Like, come on. What's he doing? 1 a.m. to 4 a.m.? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's
no
like
wonder he's so quiet and just made of muscle.
That's like The Rock was like, it's crazy, man. His schedule, like, easy.
Yeah.
Flying around in private jets.
Yeah.
He's on a lot of
I
supplements.
was going to say an IV of vitamin B12 just flowing through his veins.
Do you
at
do
all
all the
times.
steroids in every country?
Yeah.
How's this work, man?
Yeah.
We're just going bad on The Rock.
If you smell. Sometimes I just got to do it.
Sometimes you got it. What else you got, Chin?
What else do you got, Chin? Demi Lovato survived her suicide attempt from
What
3
the
weeks
fuck
ago.
did you do?
Great
Suicide
stuff.
attempt, overdose. She's
Like,
She
overdosed.
puts, I now need time to heal and do a bunch of drugs to focus on my soul recover. Thank you all for showing me. We've never forgotten. I look forward to the day where I can say I came out on the other side.
Oh, boy. There's so much to work with here.
Can we cue that raccoon crow video back up?
I'm taking the crow this time.
I got 500 on the crow.
What really went wrong with the crow versus the raccoon?
We just do this step by step.
Yeah.
Current events is an hour long of us breaking down the crow versus raccoon. What else you got, Jen?
And it's like, when did it become like all right to just be like, yeah, I've been a drug abuser. Thanks for the beast.
My bad.
With me. Yeah.
My bad. I'll see you on the other side.
Right.
All
It's-
right.
Nowadays, you just can admit and apologize anything, and you're a hero.
But I agree.
That's actually a good point.
What happened to the good old days
That's
of
a good
like
point.
being like, sorry, this is rock and roll?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Where's the Game of Thrones shame that you have to walk through?
Shame.
Shame.
Yeah.
To walk
Shame.
naked through everybody.
Yeah.
But everyone goes, she's so powerful and strong.
I don't know what she does. She's a pop star.
Yeah.
What's
don't know
like her
Demi Lovato?
song?
Her song?
Friday or something, right?
Friday.
I don't know.
Rebecca
Friday?
Black.
Yeah. What's her big song? Demi Lovato.
She has some huge.
That's
she can
a good
fucking
question,
sing.
too.
She
I don't
can
even
sing
know
her
her
ass
No,
off.
you know who can sing are the ladies that we forgot about. The ladies
Adele?
of greatness. Adele, Alanis Morissette. Go listen to her Unplugged
That was
album.
old school,
Remember
bro.
Unplugged? Yeah, old school stands up.
Dude, Adele, with the girl who passed away, Amy Winehouse,
Killer. She was a killer. People don't realize.
killer and killed.
These chicks can't stick up. That's a drug addicted superstar. Amy Winehouse. Go watch that documentary. You seen that?
Amy, the dog.
Have you
Amy?
seen that
It's
yet?
So good. Have you seen it?
You cried, right?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, you have
It's sad
to.
as fuck. Her dad sucked.
Yeah, what a creep.
I know. Had like cameras around. She's like, I don't feel good, Dad. Please don't have this.
The whole time it was him.
He sucked. Mm-hmm. That's a great doc.
Unbelievable.
Is it on? I think it's on Netflix now.
I don't think. Yeah,
I think it just hit Netflix.
Yeah, I think Netflix just bought it. And from the very beginning too, that part where it's just a couple little girls singing "Happy Birthday,"
Dude.
and she comes in, "Happy
Just shits on the rest of the 8-year-olds.
birthday."
Yeah.
Like fucking crazy.
She's so good.
Like 10 or
I feel
11.
so bad for her, man.
Yeah, I mean, just a natural talent. And that's the craziest part, because that little girl singing Happy Birthday, you can hear she's already Amy Winehouse.
Hit that trailer, Chin. Let Jeremiah get a little tasty.
She has a freaky
Which one would you like?
voice.
Well, that's the full doc. We don't want that. There's the trailer.
The middle one?
The middle one says trailer.
And it's funny because, big record companies, they make everybody seem like such a star that you can't really tell who's a star and who's not a star.
No.
And this, my friends, Amy Winehouse is a star. Freak of nature. Writer, performer, wrote her own stuff.
She's like an older soul, too, man.
She was highly intelligent, the most intelligent person I knew.
She was so utterly authentic.
How about that shit boyfriend?
Oh my God.
Amy, just give us a smile, then we can turn the camera off.
Do you promise?
Everybody needs to watch this documentary
Agreed.
on Netflix. Amy.
Ship's music.
The only one better than this, and they're about even, would be the Kurt Cobain one.
People see
Yeah, it was a good one.
the more they'll realise that all I'm good for is making music.
But even Kurt, I feel like, was more of a style. I mean, I love Nirvana, sure.
Easy now, easy.
Right?
Easy.
But I'm talking about pipes, man, and a real artist that wrote her own stuff and belted
Kurt Cobain
it
wrote
out.
a lot of his own
yeah,
shit. Yeah, Dave
I
Grohl
know.
too,
I know, but it's more of a style of music, right? That was
Grunge?
like grunge music. This is
I mean,
a
it's the
chick
start
with a
of grunge.
voice.
I agree.
That just wanted to be loved.
Oh, that fucking prick right there.
That guy's
Is he still
the
alive?
worst.
God damn it.
There's so many like D-bags like that out there, right?
Look at those glasses.
Yeah. And they all killed her. They all had a part.
They all played a part in
Yep.
her dying. How sad is it when she goes out there?
Yep.
She's supposed to sing her last show and she just fucking, spoiler alert, she fucks up.
Yeah.
Thing is,
She's just out of it. She's
I
wasted.
think I'm going to be...
But they told her she shouldn't be on the road, and
Yep.
then her manager, and her dad want her on the road to make money.
Yep.
And even like everyone's like, dude, she should not be around that life. She needs like a year off.
They were getting 10% of,
And she dies.
hundreds of thousands of people. Towards the end, she was drawing in, she was the star.
I'm not a girl.
She could have filled any stadium.
Just a girl that sings.
And those pipes, my God, those pipes. Nobody has a voice like that.
I agree. That'll make you sad.
Look at all those
This
5
doc can make
stars.
you sad. I saw that shit in theaters.
It makes you sad, but it also makes you realize, how hard it is to do what these people do. And when they really have a natural talent and it's just them and it falls on their shoulders and people are waiting for their next album and they have to follow that last album that they made and all that pressure's on them and
It's entertainment.
all these
same
little
with comedy though.
Yeah.
Like once you do an hour, you got to restart and write a whole new shit.
Yep.
And especially if you're like and
it better be
Seinfeld or Kevin Hart. Those guys were like, dude, you're supposed to be best of the best.
Yeah.
That next hour better be a fucking heater.
And you have
'Cause
to
if not,
evolve. You
yeah.
can't just do the same type of beats and timing. You know.
also got to relate to people because you're flying around on private jets and living a life most people can't relate to. So you got to come up with shit that people can relate to.
Yep.
The masses.
It only gets harder. You get better, but it gets harder.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What's
What else you got,
this
Jim?
news story?
This is the Philippines president destroying $8 million or $5.5 million worth of
Why? Jesus
cars,
Christ.
luxury cars, and
Why?
motorcycles.
God.
Because these were all imported to the Philippines illegally. That's the only reason
Oh, it's
why.
that, what's his name?
Duterte?
Duterte? Yeah, he wants to kill people.
Oh, yeah.
He's a terrible person.
Scary person.
Terrible person.
Ooh, wow.
And since they're all illegal imported, well, go ahead and crush that Mustang.
That's not, Dinan, though.
I mean,
BMW.
that Dinan BMW, I mean, it's an older one. All right. Well.
But there's
For the Philippines,
Lamborghinis.
it's kind of new.
He's crushing cars with a bulldozer.
Oh.
That Lamborghini hurts my soul. And there's a Porsche.
Oh, why would you
That
ever
Porsche
do
on the
that?
right's pretty fucking
Porsche
gnarly.
rear.
Dude, but can you imagine being the guy driving that? How cool that would
sick.
be?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
That's it.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow. Last time I saw something crush that hard, it was me on stage last night. Hello. Still got it. Still got a little bit of an ego.
You hear that, Theo? I was killing last
He's all
night.
drunk. He's the Amy Winehouse.
You know what? Next time I'm coming on by myself. Next time you text me, let's make it a party. Let's invite Jeremiah.
Hey, when
He's throwing me under the bus like a Lamborghini under a bulldozer.
in the Philippines. Special. Any plans? Because you shot the one shot, which is dope.
Yeah, I did that myself a few years ago, and now I'm just waiting in line. I'm in Netflix's queue, I've been told. I'm in Netflix's queue. Think about that
they're
for
like,
a
hey,
second.
ready for a special? Like, special's not ready.
No, I'm ready. I'm waiting for them to get rid of their favors and their pretty boys that they think are their homies.
And you only want it on
Gotta
Netflix,
knock it
though?
out. I mean, depending on how the landscape continues to evolve, we're waiting to see what Apple TV is about to do and all these other big things that are about to drop hot competition on them.
Amazon.
Certainly, it would be
Facebook.
an understatement to say that it's never been more busy over there. It's a little bit cluttered up. All
And
of a sudden,
Netflix?
they're giving people 15-minute specials and half-hour specials, and it's like
There's a lot of content.
These aren't specials
I'm just
anymore.
worried you're going to get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
I have nothing against Netflix. I would sure as fuck do a special with Netflix. All I'm saying is it was like before Netflix, like on HBO and Showtime, if you had a special on there, they didn't give many. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck, Showtime?
Yeah.
HBO, sick.
Yeah.
Comedy Central, sick. Then Netflix come on. Then it's Chris Rock, Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle. You're like, holy fuck, Netflix is sick. And then I look at them like, I've never heard of that person. And they've greenlit 60 specials.
Yeah, I was very lucky. My special came out in January of 2016. So
Right before they popped off.
Yeah, it was everywhere when everybody had it, and a ton of people saw it. And it was before Dave, and it was before Seinfeld and Chris and everybody. So I wouldn't change my time on Netflix for anything.
No,
seed was planted at a great spot. Plus, it was one of the only real outside-the-box specials at the time. It being all continuously in one shot and, blah, blah, blah. But, the next one I'm excited about because I actually like what I'm talking about and the material. That first special is also sort of like a retirement party for all the material that you come up with at the beginning.
And by the time you shoot it, you're like, God, I can't wait to get rid of this shit.
And my 2-year licensing deal with Netflix is up, so it's not even on Netflix anymore.
So can you release on YouTube?
Yeah, I own it. Yep.
Launch it, bro.
Yeah. It's out there.
Oh, sick.
But then again, I'm also thinking about having that taken down because I'm excited about what I'm working on now.
Oh, I did. See, I think it only helps you.
Yeah, a little bit, sort of. I think I'm maybe 5 to 10 times funnier than I was 3 years ago.
For sure.
So I just don't want the wrong impression being out there, if that makes sense. I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of what it's gotten me.
Doesn't sound like
but I think we're on a new level. Go look at Connor back when he's fighting in, whatever Ireland's
No, I hear you,
alleyways.
brother, but it still was a good special.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean,
but I think
enough.
everyone flinches at their old shit, no matter what it is.
I think.
Like, oh God, what was I thinking?
I know.
Man?
I really do. I really feel that way about that thing, and it just feels so old to me.
Yeah,
and the new
I hear
stuff,
ya.
I'm having so much fun with it. I'm talking about stuff and having sets right now that, I'd put up against a lot of stuff. I don't want to sound crazy on here. I don't want to say that I should be the champ, but
as far as current events, that's pretty much it. But since Tony's here, what do you think of Joanna and Jacek? How she responds to?
Last time I was on here, this is how long it's been.
I told you
it was before. Yeah, you did. It was before Joanna Rose won, and I
told you off air. I went. Maybe I said on air, but I told you off air. I don't think your girl's gonna win.
And, the thing about the UFC, which makes it fun, but also sort of sucks, is that it's all about styles, right? It's all about styles. All of a sudden, almost everything goes out the window. I look at this TJ Cody battle this week, right? And you look at it, and I thought Cody was going to take it.
Really?
Right. But no, I don't know why I thought that, because TJ has his number. And I think back at because I was at that Cody Dominic Cruz fight, and I was watching him shuffle his feet and wind up his hands and just look silly and paw at him.
Look that way
he made him look like a fool.
Yeah.
And I watched when Dominic fought TJ, and it was a war, right? And then TJ just has Cody's number. It's so much a battle of styles that sometimes our brains, and I mean, maybe not yours, maybe it's mine, because you're more educated, obviously, than I am. But sometimes my brain gets confused because it's like it doesn't know exactly how styles will match up, if that makes sense.
For sure. I think there's styles, but then also with Joanna, and it's not always about styles, but sometimes too, like Rose is just a better fighter.
I also think I could coach Joanna to victory against Rose. There's one thing.
Well, that's good.
There's one thing that she hasn't been doing in these fights, and tell me if I'm crazy about this.
Winning?
Yeah, there's a thing in her repertoire. Yeah, smooth, Brendan. I see what you're doing, smart UFC guy. Yeah, she isn't winning. Very good.
What are you gonna say?
She stopped doing this snap kick.
The front
yes,
kick?
the nasty snap front kick. That was one of her trademarks. Just like Holly sets up her nasty kick with punches, her knockout kick.
Yeah.
Joanna used to set up her punches with this nasty titty kick. I mean, that just fucking...
Is that the actual term for
Yes.
Titty kick.
The titty kick?
Yeah.
That's what they teach in the
front
gyms.
snap kick to the chest that
tits.
would fucking that woke all those chicks right up and made them flinch when the punches were coming
Well,
in.
I'll tell you honest problem. I don't think it's a front kick thing. I don't think it's a technique thing. I think it's an ownership thing. When she lost her fight to Rose, the first one, and none of it was her fault.
Yeah.
It's not my fault that I didn't cut weight right because my coaches who were cutting weight didn't do it proper, and then I actually won that fight. Okay, let's run this back. They run it back. She gets beat even worse. Oh, not my fault. I was off. Again, the weight wasn't right. Something else was going on, but I won that fight. So she's not continuing to get better. You know, she's that comic who's bombing and gets off stage and you're like, oh, it's like, I thought it went well. You're like, well, hold on. No.
Did you hear their response?
Did you hear the crowd?
Yeah,
It's very black and white.
Right.
You lost.
Yeah.
If this is a fight, you lost that crowd. Like, no, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. That's not working. You have to do something different. Nope, I'm going to keep doing that. All right, fuck it. Keep doing that. You're never going to get better. That's Joanna in this.
I agree completely.
She got a stylist, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
She's dressing way better. She's not wearing the white polo like a fucking serial killer.
Oh, I love her. She's amazing. I just love Joanna's style. But, it's one of those things to where she's got to get it together. She's got to make it about the fighting. She
won her last fight, but I didn't think she looked great.
Right. I didn't think so either. But she's got to look back at her old videos. That snap
Remember
kick
who she is.
Up everything.
For sure.
It set up everything. They were taking her punches. You would see it. Say that she throws 20 punches and they'd be good. But then once she hit them with that front kick right to their chest, it changed the way they thought for the rest of the fight. So she was landing more punches at a higher rate, higher quantity, busting these girls open. All of a sudden they're bleeding, elbow, because she's in now. They're just happy they're not getting that kick to the chest again.
She was nasty.
They just know they can't handle another one or two of those.
We can end on this UFC news too. There's two of them. So your boy Nate Diaz is fighting.
Yep, love it.
He kind of threw a fit because he wasn't center of attention, but whatever. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. I mean, he is such a draw. He's so entertaining to watch. They're not giving him...
But not a bigger draw than Conor could be.
I agree.
So when you throw a fit, I think it was a tight move what he did.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's talking about it.
Exactly. He reminded people that, he's an interesting fella.
Yeah.
He's not just going to sit back and he's not going to be the guy...
He's like the Terrell Owens of the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's just so entertaining and so fun. It's funny that the stoner tough guy also cares that much, right?
Yeah.
So I just love the dynamic, and I'm excited to see what he does. How do you like him in that fight? What do you think stylistically about that one?
If it was 2 years ago, I like Nate all day because the long layoff and kind of the recent things he's going through. It's such a tough fight to call.
Right.
It's a tough fight to call.
Yeah.
Stylistically, it's a good fight for him.
Yeah.
And then Conor Khabib.
Woo!
Official.
My God, here we go.
Jeremiah, are you a UFC fan or are you staring at the wall right now?
I'm listening.
But not a big fan, I hear you. Yeah. I just covered this shit for 2 hours, but I do want to get Tony's take on it.
My thing with that is, and again, I could be way off here, but I feel like if Conor can do his crazy Aldo trickery that he did, and if he can pop Khabib on that chin sometime in the first 2 minutes, I think he'll have the strength to do something crazy, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But if he starts to wear down, that Conor gas tank is no joke. I mean, we've seen it exposed against Nate. We saw it exposed against Mayweather. We've seen that he's not. He's an exploder.
Yeah.
Explosive. But the catch with being explosive is that, your rechargeability. Right. Yeah. And he misses a few of those punches, this and that. All of a sudden, he's a little bit more tired.
It's such a good fight, though.
Khabib shoots low, starts those monkey punches and slamming him from the side. And Conor doesn't like taking punches. We learned that against Nate, too.
Yeah.
He does not like getting hit.
It's a good fight, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
it's going to be great. It's two of the best going up against each other. But with this one, I also think what you said with Nate, taking a couple years off is exactly what I'm thinking about this Conor thing.
I know.
It's like,
that ring rust is real, brother.
It's very real.
It's exciting time to be a fight fan, though.
Yeah, it is.
Exciting time to be a Jeremiah fan and Tony fan.
But can I also say in closing that nothing I think is cooler than this Daniel Cormier stuff going on. I'm a huge DC fan, always have been. And I don't think there's ever been anything more WWE than a guy winning the light heavyweight and the heavyweight belts at the same time.
And
what an
he's
amazing
fight Brock Lesnar.
What an amazing accomplishment. And I just think it's so cool that guy is also
one of the good guys.
One of the good guys and one of the great commentators.
Yeah.
I mean, to have that.
He's my favorite commentator besides Rogan.
Me too. Same thing. I think Cormier, Rogan, Anik all day. I could watch. I could watch
for all pay-per-views.
I could watch raccoons fight crows and with those guys doing the commentating.
So much more entertaining,
right?
So much more entertaining.
Can we roll that back?
Can you roll that back with nonstop?
And here we go. And here we crow.
Here we crow. What? Where can they find you guys? Where are you on the road next?
We are in Lexington, Kentucky, and doing a Kill Tony in Nashville on next Sunday. We're doing Kill Tonys in Toronto, Detroit, Lansing, Grand Rapids, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, all coming up. TonyHinchcliffe.com. You can watch live streaming on YouTube. You can come to the Comedy Store in LA, watch on a Monday. We're back every Monday. No matter where we go, we fly back to do it. Doing it tonight. Live in the main room. You should swing by sometime, Chin. I'll give you the royal treatment. Unlike you when you make your videos. This fucking guy. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, now they gotta add you, man. Now they gotta add both.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm in the video this year.
If I make the video, you're definitely in the video.
Well, if you don't make the video, then give a fucking note to the person that makes it, Chin.
Right, either way, get it done.
This fucking guy. Oh, if I make the video, like you know you're giving it to somebody to do. That by the way you said that.
You're gonna get the most time this time.
All right, dudes. Well, they can find you. Where can they find you?
I've got a podcast called Jeremiah Wonders, and then I've got a debut. My debut comedy album is coming out with Pat Reagan in a couple of months.
Oh, shit.
We're doing a music comedy album.
Sick,
yeah,
man.
It's like a Tenacious D kind of Flight of the Conchords kind of feel.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
these two guys together are geniuses.
Agreed.
They're genius separate. Jeremiah Wonders is so funny. He plays different characters. Have you done his podcast?
No.
There you go. That's something you got to put it on your daily schedule. People are saying Brendan's not doing enough hustling.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's what the talk on the street is. Brendan's not working enough.
Get lazy.
He's so funny though. Jeremiah Wonders is great. He switches in and
What's
out.
your
of stuff.
email? Or I meant your email.
Yeah, give us.
What's your social security?
Give all these people your email, Jeremiah. Come on, really
What's
connect with the fans.
Hey, what's your email, bro? What's that address, dude?
What's your social? What's your Instagram handle?
At Jeremiah Stand Up.
Boom.
And then you're doing Stand Up on the Spot next week.
That's next
Tuesday, August 14th with Eric Andre, you, and David Keckner so far.
Fuck yeah.
And you're doing Kill Tony with us next Monday.
Yeah,
Monday.
13th and 14th.
Comedy Store next Monday, Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
Hells yeah.
We're going to have so much fun.
I love you guys, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, guys. This is The Fighter, Jeremiah, and Tony. We're out.